Greetings comrades, Soviet Gaming here. Today we'll be talking about Warpath and I'll explain you how to beat most of the campaign levels. This is not a specific stage guide, this is overall guidelines for your campaign progress. How you can beat the levels without the really high leveled characters, high leveled units. Guys, sometimes when you do the campaign, going for auto, like painted somewhere at the end of the fight and auto attack works. And those levels are pretty easy. That means that your guys are over leveled and the campaign, that means that you can push way further in the campaign. Because your guys are strong enough for this map, you don't have to use bunkers or anything. Your guys just stomp the enemy and that's the easiest way. And if you do that, you don't really need any guide because, you know, it's automated. There we go, our guys are actually stomped the enemy and we won the level. So for this, you don't need a guide. You will need a guide later on when you face the difficulties, when you can't beat the enemy like that. Usually in most situations, using your infantry and activating the bunkers solve the situation. That will allow them to soak a lot of damage and let the rest of your troops do the job and destroy the enemies. That's the simplest fix for your run that will allow you to overcome like 60% more levels. If that doesn't help, you gotta work harder though. Another reason might be if you have the wrong units at the front. This time we are lucky, we use tanks against the rocket launchers, they are really efficient. But if that would be infantry, our guys would be totally decimated. So if you have a long run ahead of you, first of all, your artillery units like howitzers, howitzers, I have no idea how they're pronounced, or rocket units can fall behind and won't be able to help you in the combat, or your infantry can get behind and your tanks can take damage from the tank destroyers. So in order to mitigate that, you might need to actually manually control your units and don't go all the way. Just do a little step-by-step movement that will allow you to properly control it. So in this case, we have the tank destroyers out there, and if we'll send our tanks in, we will be destroyed. So instead of that, we'll send infantry in, then behind that there will be 2 artillery units and 2 tanks right behind the infantry, and they shouldn't be there before the infantry, otherwise they will take the damage and they will take the aggro. There we go. That allows us to destroy those tanks without taking significant damage to our units. As you can see here, infantry might be the key to your campaign. You can also use super heavy tanks for that, but basically you just need to counter enemies. We have light tanks over there, so heavy tanks will be the best option for that, and of course some artillery as a support. There we go. As you can see, light tanks doesn't stand a chance against the heavies, and they're being decimated. Moreover, with the support of heavy guys, it's even easier. And my personal preference for the campaign are infantry. They are really taking most of the damage other than enemy siege units like rocket launchers and the artillery units. So we can do something like this: send infantry, send tanks, and send artillery units. And you will see here that artillery units are falling way too far ahead, and if I wouldn't have that much power, like if I wouldn't be that much more powerful than the enemy, my units here, my infantry might be destroyed and I would fail the mission. So instead of that, we would like to move slower and together. That will allow us to do more damage per second on the enemy, and our tanks won't take that much damage. Our infantry bunkers won't take that much damage. But overall, putting your strongest units against this specific enemy team will be the best option for you guys. So to be sure, against the infantry you can use artillery and rocket launchers. Against the light tank, you can actually tank with infantry as well, but heavy and medium tanks are really good against those. And the best option against the heavy tanks are using the super heavies or your infantry. As you can see, for the most cases, infantry will be your best tanking bet, the one who will take the damage and won't suffer too much from that. My howitzers are stuck a little bit. Another good tip for you, we will use that right now. You can actually don't pull all the enemies, but kite some of those. So for example, over here, this is really good for the longer missions where you don't have the time. We will place our units properly and we will pull some of the heavy units, not all of them. We will step here, wait. None of them comes. Come a little bit closer. Some of them will come for us. There we go. And we fall all the way back and activate the bunkers. So they will go after those infantry units, but we won't face all the enemy horde over here. And we can take them one by one without taking significant damage. That will allow you to split the enemy groups and avoid unnecessary damage to your units, and that way you can take out harder enemies way easier. Let's put it like that. So this is another tip that you can use in the campaign in order to push deeper to get more wins. Be mindful of the time you have though, because if you will run out of time, that's over here 50 seconds we have right now, you will lose. So that's another risk of going slower, but you know, that's usually worth it, specifically if you are weaker. There is a higher chance that you will use all your units other than you will run out of time. I wonder if we will make it in time right now, because the enemies are pretty powerful. We should be okay here. Oh my god, that is so close. I almost got wiped up. 1 second. Come on, Hounders. Ooh. 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 Last second save. So I lost a lot of units here because I was in the hurry, but in the end, I think we managed to secure a victory. I'm not entirely sure what happened. We have a draw here and nothing is happening. Sometimes you gotta split your units. Over here we have a time limit. Basically, we need to take out the enemy vehicles before they reach the destination, and if it would be slow here, we won't be able to make it in time. So in order to do that, in order to do it in time, basically, we will have to split our units and get some units in front and actually sacrifice some of their health in order to be able to destroy the enemies in time. You can even ignore some of the enemies and send your faster units behind the enemy lines in order to be able to destroy the target that you have in the campaign. So if that vehicle will reach this area, we will lose, and we will have to use our tanks in order to take it out while our guys are fighting over here at the south. Once again, the situation, we have more enemy units here, and some of them are coming from the south, and we need to take the enemy before they will reach the end, and we actually need to send some units back in order to be able to win this. We will actually go all in right now. Oh my god, that's not the right way. Oh my god. We'll go all in here and try to use all our units to take out that last mine thingy, and that will usually, well, usually, not always, why they're moving, they should attack now. Yeah, it's a little bit glitchy, but if we will be able to take it out before they will take us out, we will win. There we go, we managed. Oof. Yeah, some missions can be quite tricky, specifically those, the quest ones, the last ones that kind of unlock the area. So you gotta be creative over there sometimes in order to do it easier, to do it faster, before you will level up all your unit. Another thing is learning where the enemies will be. So in this level, usually that's like the main level of the stage, there are scripted events, so we will defeat those guys, and then our artillery will be ambushed. And in order to defeat the ambush, we should know where it's coming from. So sometimes you just want to go through the level once and learn all the hard spots. Don't rush too much, because if you will rush over here, you will just lose. So instead of that, we know that the enemies will attack us from the south. So instead of rushing forward, we will place our units properly and get ready for the enemy attack. That will already make their, approach less efficient, and they won't be able to defeat us that easily. So we won't take as much casualties here as we could. So there we go, our units are in position. The enemies should ambush us any second now. Where are they? Come on, there we go, here they go. And our role right now is to defend it from the enemies. Actually, we should be a little bit more to the south. I know, it's all good. So they're all attacking our bunker, and all our guys are just destroying them, rampaging them. Why this guy is injured? Oh, yeah, because he was fighting beforehand. So as you can see here, we didn't took that much damage. We didn't need to do some urgent actions by retreating and defending the artillery. We just had to place our unit at the proper spots. Another ambush might be from here, so we can anticipate that and move our units at the right places. That would help us to face the enemy if they will come here, and get ready for that. Yep, there we go, they are coming, and we are a little bit too far ahead, so we have to adapt. We have to move our units here, our artillery in the back, and something like that. Come on. That way, our artillery won't take damage, and our, quest unit, storyline, mission unit won't take that much damage as well. Moreover, you should be manually aiming at the proper enemies. I already told about that before. So you should be aiming at the units that have weakness against your troops. But sometimes, guys, no matter what you try to do, you will be defeated. That means only one thing. You are falling a little bit too far behind in the power of the units, so you need to level them up. You need to do some research, get them the higher maximum level, upgrade them, start them up, or change the team composition. But the team composition is a little bit tricky. I wouldn't advise changing it way too often because it requires a lot of moving around, but yeah, for some missions, some units are better than others. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments if you have any extra tips for the campaign progression other than pay to win. If pay to win is your option, let me know as well. While you're going there, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends and alliance members, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Make sure to hit that bell button so you will see all the new videos, the notifications will be in, and check the video description and the pinned comment for the links. We have more Warpath videos in the playlist that's really useful for you, all the useful stuff over there. We have the Discord link, you would love it as well, and some of my social media, because why the hell not? I live in Russia, you might be interested in that. And yeah, that's about it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Soviet out. До свидания.